third year in a row that we were able to win 20 games. So it was exciting. Kids played hard. You know, we're trying to develop a culture of playing hard. And I thought when we got in the tournament, we finally got there. You know, and ULM game. You know, to recap that, it was a tough game. You know, with back and forth. We didn't shoot the ball extremely well, but we were able to defend, especially toward the end, and get a win. Go into Texas State game, and I thought it was a really, really good basketball game. You know, went back and forth. We thought we had the win at 4 seconds, and they hit a big shot, a three to tie the game, and then we called a timeout. And I tell you what, we couldn't have drawn it up any better, and Simone couldn't have shot it and made the move she made any better to win the game at the buzzer to go into the Little Rock game. And probably Little Rock game's probably one of the better games we played all year. You know, we talked about it before the game, how we matched up really, really well. We do a lot of the same similarities, but they just do it more consistent than us. And I think that's why their record was a little bit better. And that one game, we were able to do it pretty consistent. And great game, great win for our program. And going into the finals, we knew that Troy would be a tough game. Watching UTA play them in the semifinals, we had a plan not to do what they did, and we did exactly what they did. We got caught up in the speed of the game and took a lot of quick shots, and quick shots led to a lot of rebounds and some scores for them. But I like the way we played. You know, we played hard, even though we didn't shoot the ball very well. We were in the game. We were down by 6 at half. I think we were down by 2 during the third quarter, and then fourth quarter, I know her game plan was to shoot it about 30 times. They did, and we just didn't have an answer for it. So great season. You know, Jalen Garden was special for us. There's a lot more to her story, that we'll learn later on in life. But it's been a great pleasure for me to coach her and just to be a part of her life and help her change that part. You know, and Gabby Alexander, the same thing, came in as a freshman and has really contributed. So those two seniors are big to our program. You know, it's difficult for kids these days to stay 4 years somewhere, and we're really excited for them. Jalen will graduate this spring, and that's exciting for me to see this young lady leave here with something very special. And then Gabby will be able to graduate during the summer. So, you know, I really appreciate those kids and the efforts they did and how they helped us to change the program. We have decided not to play in the WBI. We were a little bit disappointed in not finishing, as a champion in the tournament. But we decided mainly because of injuries. You know, Jasmine Thomas has been playing on a bum knee since January, and we've been kind of shying away from some MRIs and all that. And she did one yesterday, and she'll probably have to go under the knife. And Nakia Jones as well. Troy Swain with her shoulder. We just had so many banged up kids that we thought it was best that we ended the season. It was great to have that run at the end of the season, and we'll just get all these kids back healthy and try to do this thing again for next year.
I know you talked about mostly it was the injuries, but you've won that tournament twice in a row. Was it almost like you proved all you need to prove in that tournament? Did that have any bearing on it?
No, not really, because I think it's a great tournament. We really enjoyed playing in it. They do a great job of seeding the teams, and we've just been lucky to be at home. When you can be at home and in basketball, I think in Division I basketball, you have a chance to win. And so we're really 10-0 in dealing with WBI, because we did an island tournament with them last year and won 2 games against Arkansas and St. Francis. So that it's a great relationship. I think they do a great job. I hated not to play. I really did. I thought, as coaches, we wanted to play, but it just wasn't the right thing to do for our kids and where we were. And I guess we may look back and regret it or whatever, but I think we're making the right decision for the kids. It's been a long season. We were playing the last probably 12 games. We were playing 7 kids. It's too many minutes. Jalen Garden led the country in minutes. So. And I know she's a senior, but some of the kids that are banged up are kids that are coming back, and I think their career is going to be extremely important for us. So it's kind of what we did.
We talked a lot last year about what kind of Kiki left in this program. What do you think as far as Jalen? What will be her legacy of what she provided to this program, and kind of what she'll leave going forward?
I think for us, you know, from the inside, from the locker room and all that, it's just the excitement how much you love basketball. I haven't coached a kid in my life. I mean, I've coached a lot of kids that came every day to practice skipping. Like, she was on the playground. And I mean, the kid was just every day came and just absolutely loved it. It was not one day that she didn't love practice. And to me, for me and our coaching staff, I mean, that everybody around her, she was infectious. You know, she infected everybody around her because of her positive attitude. You know, and then I mean, just her character. You know, I mean, for me, as well as our players. You know, in the game and all that. I mean, she met a lot on scoring, and I mean, when we recruited her, that was I always thought she was one of our number one recruits that since we've been here. You know, and we felt that she could do what she ended up doing. You know, so the legacy is there for her. You know, it was great for us to have that opportunity to have a young lady that worked so hard and believed in what we did. Because I mean, she could have gone to the Tulanes and to a lot of other places, but you know, she wanted to come here to Lafayette and make a difference. And well, she did.
Excuse me. You talk about when you took over this job, building on an upward trend. You got over the hump and got into the championship game. Now, what do you feel in the offseason the coaches need to reevaluate to where you can clear that hurdle and get that NCAA tournament appearance?
You know, I think we're doing it the right way. You know, I think Tony says it a lot. It's an invisible climb. You know, and I think we were on that. I don't know. You know, you're really never satisfied. I mean, we're just, you know, our expectations is really high of this program, and yeah, I know we've made a step forward by getting the finals, but we really thought we were going to win it. You know, our coaching staff and our players thought we were in a situation where we were playing really well. But, you know, when I got hired here, that was the administration. They wanted me, or they wanted us to finish in the top 3 every year. And I think we're right around there right now. We want to continue. But, you know, we want to be conference champions. We want to be able to compete against everybody in the top of the conference. And, you know, I think by building and bringing in the right continue to try to bring the right kids in is going to be important. You know, I think we have a really good recruiting class coming in. You know, can we get our numbers up? I think that's what it is. I think the difference between the teams that are in the top 20 in the country and then the rest is, you know, they have a bench. You know, they're able to play 9, 10 kids. And for us, you know, it's been a struggle. You know, health-wise and just talent-wise. So that's one of the things that we're trying to build. Can we get 10 kids that really, really can play within a year? You know, can keep them healthy and stuff. So that, you know, that's always a plan. You know, recruiting never stops. We're getting ready to hit the road again and look at some, you know, point guards and stuff like that. So we're continuing to build. You know, and I tell you what, for me, to have mentors around me that I can look at, and our coaching staff to look at, has been phenomenal. You know, everybody, you go all over the country to clinics and all that. I just stay here, and I look at the low T's with softball and Tony Robichaux in baseball. Man, wow, you know, and you know, it's exciting for me to be here and have this opportunity. I've learned so much in the last 5 years from both these guys, and I really appreciate y'all and taking the time. Caring, you know, I think that's the biggest thing too. Is do you care about what you're doing? And boy, we care, you know, here at UL. So, again, thank you all. Appreciate that.
Nakia and Jasmine really kind of showed what their future kind of lays with this program over this course of last week. How, you know, you figure they're going to be 2 really big integral parts of what you do next year. How does their kind of game makeup maybe change the personality of the team?
I think it does. You know, Nakia had a hard time fitting in. You know, she came in from Texas where they have 6'6", and she could throw the ball anywhere and they were going to catch it. And, you know, it didn't make a difference who and when and how. And it makes a difference for us because, you know, we're so defensive oriented that, you know, we may just have a player that's in there that's not much of a scorer and all that. And she didn't understand it at first, you know. And so going through this season, I think she's learned a lot. And you could see the improvement in the team because of her. Toward the end, you know, she got a feel for what we were about and all that. So I think she's going to be really, really big for us next year. Jasmine Thomas is just a special player, you know. I mean, she won 3 state championships at North Caddo, so she knows how to win. She knows how to fit in. And I think, you know, as a point guard, you know, she's pretty special. Her basketball IQ is extremely high. And she's always questioning what could she do better? And I like that. She's very coachable. She's a lot like Jalen. She comes in, she loves the game, and so we're excited about her. We just got to kind of, fill in Jay's spot. I think it's going to be a tough spot to fill because she could score so much. But Troy Swain is kind of in that, that same kind of player. So hopefully we can, put it together and put them in a position to where they can be successful.
Coach, what are some specific things that you learned from Robe and Coach Loki that you
I think one of the things from Coach Robe that he, especially just lately, the time he takes in trying to teach leadership. I was very wrong I thought I could be the example of leadership, and it doesn't really work that way. You have to teach it, and he talks to me. We talked a lot about it, and so did I do with Coach Loti. But, just those kind of, and the other thing is like, Coach Robe says, when you recruit a kid, they're going to be already good in basketball. It's some of the other things that they need to learn, and at first we spent so much time at practice and, in the gym and shooting and all that, and that's great, but there's the other things that these kids need to learn, from, the leadership to being part of a culture that you're going to change. And, I mean, he's been doing it for 20-something years and looks how successful, and I really believe it. Those things are extremely important in this millennium-type athlete. You're looking at some young kids that they think completely different than us, and they need something different. And they know, Coach Lotif taught me that caring is extremely, and I knew it, but I listened to him. And the last couple of years, his teams have been great in talent, but I think he elevates that talent because he cares so much. And I think a lot of people think you can't do it in Division I. It can't happen in Division I, but it can. Those things, and they're happening here at this university. So, and I mean, I could go on and on about these two guys, but I really do appreciate them, and it's been great for me and my coaching staff. We talk about them all the time, and we're watching. We get to watch. We don't have to go travel to go watch, or we don't have to watch it on TV. We get to watch it. My weekend is planned. I got softball, baseball all weekend. Biggest thing yesterday that I came into the office was I saw my little pass to get into a baseball game. I'm like, all right, we got the weekend planned, so it's exciting. And I want to thank the media, Travis, especially you. I mean, you've never missed a press conference. You're always there. You always, everything you bring, man, makes a lot. And Kevin Foote, I owe you, man. Appreciate you. You really have covered us the best that we've ever been covered. 14-20, Jay. I know you had to sit into some women's games and you hadn't planned on that, but thanks, man. I really appreciate you being there, and everybody else. It means a lot, because I don't think you can build a program unless you have people around you that are believing and all that. So I want to thank y'all. Appreciate it. And sorry, softball and baseball to be so long, but I'm excited. Thank you.